Guys, the dark times are almost over, and Dragon Ball can finally breathe in the Dragon Ball Super manga because we are in the end times of Dragon Ball Super Superhero, and with the new leaks, it looks like it's almost over. We have been leaked the Dragon Ball Super Beast Gohan transformation in the manga. They have come out with the entire transformation sequence, and we'll be the judge whether Toyotaro cooked on this one or if he ended up giving us some spoiled eggs, because at this point in time there really isn't much more you can add to the Dragon Ball Super manga to make it better, at least this arc, to make it better than the actual movie. There are scenes that are literally remakes of scenes that we've seen in the movie, so right now it's like wrap it up time. We are at the end of the story and they are milking it for all it's worth, trying to postpone the inevitable, which the inevitable is a brand new story after this. And we are going to be jumping into something in the future, whether it's going to be a Dragon Ball Daima manga, which would be terrible, a terrible idea, because that would just kill all momentum for Dragon Ball Daima next fall, or something before Dragon Ball Daima. That's kind of what the unanimous thought is, that it's going to be something before Dragon Ball Daima. So Dragon Ball Hype is one of the channels that covers all the brand new news as soon as it comes out of Japan, and he dropped this tweet saying soon in the manga ending of superhero arc, either this month or next month. And when you see the leaks, it looks like more than likely it's going to be this month. At least that's what I'm thinking, unless they stretch out the attack from Beast Gohan to go into next month, meaning that the year will end with Dragon Ball Super Superhero, and January we would be getting the new story. But now that I'm thinking about it and saying it out loud, I think it's going to be the latter. I think that next month is when it's going to be ending, and then we're going to be getting the new story. And trust me, this picture right here is exactly how we're all feeling. Like, this has been the longest hiatus, and I'm saying it's a hiatus, since the superhero prequel arc, which you guys can say is new stuff, but no, that stuff is like not any addition to the story that we actually need. It's just fluff before the Dragon Ball Super Superhero arc to kind of show like, oh look, we're adding new things. And so I'm just so happy to finally get to the ending of this, because it's been just such a long winter and there is zero hype behind Dragon Ball Superhero right now and the Dragon Ball Super manga, because I mean, this is what happens when you cover it like this. This is what happens when you tell us a story again and again and again. This is what happens when you're trying to postpone the next arc because you're trying to finish out the year. Give yourself some more time to get to a new concept, because right now the story and the timelines for Dragon Ball Super's arcs are kind of overlapping and they're kind of all over the place. Dragon Ball Daima is the perfect example of this being all over the place. So let's cover the new leaks, because this is really the only part that I was ever interested in for the Dragon Ball Superhero arc in the manga. Everything else I really don't care about. I'll be honest, I'm not even sure if I'll cover the entire chapter because it's probably just more of the same. But we get this scene right here of Gohan and him snapping, and I'll be honest, I actually think this entire page is really well done. It is very reminiscent of the original page from the DBZ Cell arc where Gohan snaps in that, and it feels like there is a lot of attention to care, not only in the shadowing, the details, and just the amount of lines going off this transformation. Like, Toyotaro is going out of his way to make this look really epic, and I like the mixture of this one page into, like, you know, it kind of like melds together. It's not like you don't see the panels cutting really. You can barely see them really behind all the text, but Gohan exploding in this anger and it being behind Cell Max, like Cell Max was in the middle of whooping Piccolo's ass, and then Gohan behind Cell Max, and Gohan behind Cell Max is about to transform into the thing that kills him. And here is our first ever image, the first ever image in the manga of Beast Gohan. Guys, take it in. I think this was 100% well done, to be honest, and I'll be completely honest here. This looks a lot better than the movie. And it looks a lot better in the movie because it seems like it's flowing better, basically, because it's 2D. The 3D aspect of it, even though the 3D was really well done, like I said, I'm hoping that we're kind of beyond that right now. We go back to just standard 2D. I want to see the movies in 2D. I think 3D was interesting, but 2D is where it's at. But there was something lost in having Gohan be 3D with this transformation, that this this artwork kind of gave us back, and that is the level of detail that you need to make this transformation as epic as possible. Like, it's all in the clothes, in the shadows, the electricity, even the floor. Everything is there to make Gohan be a presence, and you can tell like we're in a completely different aspect of the story now. And this is where Toyotaro's at his best, drawing Gohan's face, even giving him like longer eyebrows that kind of arc toward the end. This to me seems like it is part of the Beast Gohan transformation, because we don't really see eyebrows like this on standard characters or transformations. But Cell Max even flipping out right in front of him, to be honest, this whole panel would make the chapter worth it, because of the fact that it is just it is really epic, and it's a transformation sequence that definitely the manga needed. And I'm hoping the manga does something with this, because of the fact that you're remaking the Dragon Ball Super anime, basically the movie, into the manga, bringing this transformation and Orange Piccolo in the manga. Don't forget about them in the next arc. Make sure you use them, that way we get something new instead of things that we already rehashed. And then it's like the quality kind of just drops immediately here with Gohan specifically, and I don't know if it's because we're like in a different type of panel where it's not as epic or transitioned as good, but it just seems like there's like way less detail in like these three panels here. Even the one where Gohan's about to shoot the special beam cannon at Cell Max, it just seems like there's way less detail in Gohan, his clothes, everything. Even the aura and air, it just feels like less epic. His eyebrows feel less epic. I feel like there's a completely different artist drawing Gohan at this point, because it doesn't even seem like that's him. It just seems like, at least not the same artist, it just seems like a different person jumped on Gohan, and it's like kind of like very basic at this point. And I would imagine out of the transformation sequence, this is kind of what we're gonna get with Beast Gohan, and I'm a little disappointed, because this also shows why in 3D everything is really consistent, and it's like the positive showing of 3D, because it's really consistent regardless of what kind of quality you get. You're always going to get the same thing. While in 2D you're going to be always getting something different, and in that transformation sequence he is built up to be like super epic and super crazy looking, and just really an immense presence. While in like the side panels, the ones that aren't so important, Gohan's a little bit less detailed, and he's just kind of like less epic looking, and he just looks like Gohan with really big hair, basically. And actually, to be honest, in this one right here particularly, he kind of looks like a meme or something. It looks like somebody else drew this, like a fan made this or something. Like you know, when you're making those transformations and you're like figuring out like, oh, what I want to make a brand new transformation Dragon Ball, and just make the hair larger. That's kind of what it looks like at this point. And honestly, if I saw this before I even saw the movie, like said the movie didn't exist and we just were watching this, I would probably have the same feeling, like this is kind of a goofy looking transformation. It's like literally just memeing. It's Gohan with bigger hair. And like, how much bigger do you want that hair to be, essentially? I'm hoping that they move forward with like the way that the Dragon Ball fan manga for Superhero goes, or the after arc of Superhero, where they kind of tone down his hair a little bit and make it smaller, because his big hair is just goofy looking in my opinion. But let me know what you guys think of Gohan in the manga for the first time we're getting him, and what your thoughts are on the way he looks and presented, and if you're excited to get out of this arc.
Subscribe for more content.